Okay. I'm taking you down to a place we used to roam when we were younger. We are near Wrexham now. We're on the outskirts of Croxton in Norfolk. There is a house down this track, but this is mainly owned by Forestry Commission. There used to be a massive, great big car park here. It used to go round in a circle in the trees, and it used to be a kind of favourite picnic spot for people, children, for schools. I spent a few times coming down here with my middle school and high school. We used to actually come down here and search for insects, dragonflies, different wildlife, because there is a big feature here. It's called the Devil's Punch Bowl. Boys, we're going this way. I was going to show you something. Come on. Yeah, so years ago there was a folk tale, from Thetford, from the Norfolk, that this place was the drinking bowl of the Devil's Punch Bowl, and how it was made was he kicked his hoof up and the dirt from his hoof landed where Castle Hill is. Obviously that's not true, it's just an old tale. But yeah, this is filled with wildlife. The last time I was down here I found a tree, really weird tree. If I can find it again I will show you. Oh, someone being here. There's lots of footprints. This is, come on, in you come. This is owned by the Forestry Commission, and it's actually probably already said that. But so I'm keeping an eye on my boys as well. Come on. Come on. Broly. So this is the big punch bowl. As you can see, it just fills up with water as and when it wants. It hasn't been raining or anything. It's a really strange story. For years people, the mystery of the devil, because even though it's lime and sand, it just fills up the water table. It can like not rain for months and all of a sudden this will fill up. It's really strange. It's like the water just penetrates through the earth, and then we can go through a real bad drought and then there's nothing here whatsoever. You can literally walk across it, and then just before it rains it might fill up again. It's kind of a mystery, but not really. Scientifically it's because the water comes through all the surround. But yeah, you can see someone's been down here trimming up, which is really nice. Looks lovely down here. Usually we find lots of we used to come down here at school time, and I brought the children down here myself. You'll find lots of like toads, frogs, grass snakes, adders. There's like 3 or 4 different species of snakes here now. There's one that's actually not meant to be here, but it's established itself, which is fine. It's not venomous. It eats small rodents. Yeah, we used to come down here and check out all the dragonfly larvae and mayfly, bees. We used to just do like, they used to give us the basically a little table to do, and everything we saw we used to cross it off. But yeah, you have to be careful because the adders are asleep under this grass, some of it. So walking through here, you have to be very vigilant. But I don't think we're going to see anything today anyway. It's still spring, everything's waking up. But there's lots and lots of stuff here on the top of the pool. Careful! Got some more hens over there. Mickey's having a look. But it's beautiful, right? If I could find that tree, I will show you. So about 4 years ago, we came up here with a camera and we were just going to take some pictures of the wildlife, and I found a really weird tree. Well, we did. I don't know if I've got any pictures on my old camera of it, but it had sticks like put against it like kids do to create camps, but it also had this lots of toys and objects like balls and frisbees and old things that had been found like dollies put into this tree, and the tree was like the shape of a V, and big branches at the top had been taken down as well and sort of like snapped, and I got this really weird feeling. Well, anyway, as we're looking around at this tree, all of a sudden I see out the corner of my eye on the opposite side of the road, because it was near the road line, a big tall dark figure. I looked and I looked again, and it kind of made me want to look away. I don't know how to explain it. It looked like a real big man. And then it wasn't till we got home I realised that it was one of the wild men, the one in the wood woos. And it might have been one of his structures that we found and he put stuff in, or she. It was really strange. If I can find it, I will take a picture of it now. It seems such a shame to me that this has gone to waste, really. This was a really good place for children to learn about all the environment and the litter chain, you know, how litter affects the environment. It was such a nice place to come and see. We used to take water samples and see what was in there. It just is a really, really bad shame. So the boys didn't want to go any further into that part of the forest because they're small and they didn't like it. So we're not going to go find the tree today, but we are going to go and have a look down some of the other bits of the field, because last time we were down here they were doing a nature study and they barred off a lot of the field and they deforest so much. There used to be a lovely little trail that used to go all the way around this, but it's all gone. Nobody's looked after it at all. They've tried to keep the public out, but the only bit that still remains really is this. It is a training area, a site of special scientific interest. But yeah, so that's where the car park used to run round. There's a bit over there. And used to run around into the forest. There used to be loads of picnic benches. But we're going to take a walk through the fields because there's a house over here. You know, you think you're free to go where you want in the forest and stuff and have a look around. This used to be part of the trails, and the Forestry Commission look after it, but this was part of the trails, and now they've blocked off quite a lot of stuff. They've put all this up as well to replace the trees they tore down. But there, if you can see down there, there's a gate. Well, that gate down there there's another one up the other side as well. That's blocking off one of the routes that used to take you around the whole of the punch bowl. It used to be such a lovely walk as well. Everything used to be signposted, but I've noticed over the last few years, it's not just here, but a lot of the countryside around the UK has been locked and blocked off, and the trails have changed. I don't even know if I'm allowed down here anymore, but we're walking down here. It's like most of the picnic places have gone. You've got to pay to get into certain picnic places now. Well, the forest is free, isn't it? Why are we paying to get in? Is it to help the Forestry Commission look after the area? I don't know, but it seems really weird to me that there's no, like, you think you're free to just roam the trails and watch the wildlife, go where you want in the woods, but a lot of it is just like being, what's the word? There's authority now, you know, in the woodlands. I mean, look at this coming up to here. This was part of the deforestation as well. There were so many trees taken down. A lot of silver birch were taken down, and all replaced with these ferns. It's really strange. I mean, these are our new Christmas trees, but there's this as well. I don't understand. They took down a lot of the forest and then put this up, and this has been here for the last 4 or 5 years. I just think it's really weird. We don't even know what's in there. It's just a complete sort of like rectangle, and when you get to the other part of it, it just says special scientific interest. Well, what's in there of interest? I really don't know. There's like little hatches as well. Like, does anyone know what these are? Like, when we come up to the other end bit, I'll show you. So I'm not going to walk all the way around because you can't anymore, because they've put logs in the way. There's no access anywhere really to get through. But I'll show you in a minute when we get to the other end what I mean about the hatches. Can you see what I mean? This used to be part of the trail. I'll show you. Look, got the orange marker. Though it's changed, it says UA on it now. I'm guessing that's an area where they, well, it would be, I suppose, cornered off. But I've noticed a few of these around in, not just here. We're coming up to the opening hatch. When we first noticed this was up, which was about 4 years ago, because we hadn't really been down here for a little while, and obviously COVID brings out your investigative side. There's not a lot to do at home when you can't work. So even though I was working nights, I'm in a hotel still doing security runs, we still had nothing much to do. So a lot of the time we just came out walking in the countryside away from everybody. And this is when we noticed this. So it's what, 4 or 5 years ago, I suppose. So yeah, so we have this. It's really strange. So I'll show you the gates properly now. We come up to the gate, and there's one over there on the corner as well. I'm not going to walk all the way around there, so I don't think I'll be able to take the dogs around there because they won't like it. But yeah, so it opens at the top but not at the bottom. Look. So what are they trying to keep in? Because we have chicken wire down there, and foxes and rabbits and deer would tear that up. But what wouldn't tear it up? You know? Why have they got a top half that opens? What's in there? It's so strange. And then we've got more logging down there going on. And then this route will go on across one of the country roads down towards, I think, the Montford Road. But yeah, I don't really want to take them too far now. But yeah, this is the area, I think, that... So years ago, I'll tell you a story. Years ago, when I was a young girl, we had a run-in with a wild man in the forest. That's all I can say. But we thought he was a homeless man that wore a big fur coat. And I can't remember how old I was, 13, 14, probably younger than that, 12. And so I felt sorry for him. And we found his kind of like camp where he was sleeping. And after school, I used to save one of my sandwiches and take a piece of fruit. And I used to go down where I used to live at Kilverston to this place. And I used to leave a piece of fruit. I'd leave a drink and one of the cartons of juices. And I'd leave a sandwich. And I'd probably go back 2 days later to see if it was gone. The fruit would always be gone. The drink I'd take back with me. That was always... The sandwich sometimes, but I think it was other critters. But the fruit was always gone. So it could have been someone eating it. It could have just been animals taking it. But he used to scare us sometimes, because we lived right next to the zoo until that went, I think, early 90s, late 80s. The Kilverston Zoo was there. And so we used to hear all strange noises in the evening, howling, hooting. But when it left, we still used to hear this really weird sounds at night. And it used to freak us out sometimes, you know. We were young children, living at home. A housing estate is just going up in the middle of farming fields. The river was there, Kilverston Zoo was just across the way, and that was closed down, and we were still hearing these weird things at night. And obviously I still now and again heard and saw the wild man. And at night, one night when I came out, I took my dog for a walk for my mum and dad, because they were having friends over. I said, I'll take him for a walk. It's about 10 o'clock at night. Walked down to the bottom of the road with my black lab. Well, bottom of a track, I should say. And I could hear the deer, you know, calling to each other in the distance in the trees. And all of a sudden there was this massive roar. And my dog left me when I was 15 and run off. And then we'd heard it a few times after that, and I'm guessing it was the wild man. It wasn't till years later, obviously, we thought, I mean, he never harmed us. When he saw us coming through the woodlands, we'd always see the back of him walking away. We always left him little gifts. And so years later, when they took that forest down, my heart sank. They took the forest down to build houses on it. I thought, where's he going to go? You know. And now when I look back, I realised what he was. I never knew what Bigfoot was, really, when we were younger. We're talking about 30 odd years now, or 30 years now. Yeah, 30 years now. The last time I saw him. Apart from, I don't know if that was him like a few years ago, up in the tree line here. But yeah, we're talking a good while now. And I always wondered where he went, you see, because all these woodlands link on to each other, so it could be could be him. We named him Meep, so because of the strange noises he made, but he could well be around here. I mean, not just him, there could be more. I've seen some really weird things in the forest growing up, because this is what we are surrounded by living where I'm living. I live on the edge of town, and near a village as well, and then the rest of it's like the middle of nowhere, but it links on to other little towns and villages. It's mainly forest, and that kind of we just see really weird things. I don't know why they're putting up all them pine ferns. It's really weird. I don't think they're going to be Christmas trees. I mean, that's not what they took down. But anyway, seems really weird how it's all changing around here all the time. But I thought you'd like that little conversation there of me talking about what happened when we were younger. Anyway, going on to when I was about 16, just before they pulled the forest down. God, when did they pull the forest down? When I was probably 22. Yeah, about 21, 22. So we're talking like 20 years ago. Yeah, 20 years ago now. They started pulling that forest down. Just before that, so when I was about I must be about 16, 17, me and my friends used to hang out in the middle of that forest. We used to build fires. There was about 20 of us. We used to meet down there. We used to smoke, so we'd get high, and we used to drink as well. And sometimes we'd hear like cracking and banging around us through the trees, and thought it was other people coming down to join us messing around. But also, I remember one night from my house, I could hear people in the forest. Well, that's what I thought it was. The house, you know, like it was like people mumbling, talking. So me and my brother got my torch. This is before mobile phones, so we get our torch and we go through. You can imagine the forest dead at night. This is about 10 o'clock at night. It's like coming up for winter. It's pitch black, so all you've got is a torch and trails that animals have left for you, you know, and where we've been going in and out the forest, the trails for that as well. So we're going through the forest, and I can hear, as we're getting closer, I can hear the mumbling and talking of people getting closer and closer. But as I'm getting closer, I'm like, well, there's no light. Usually they light the bonfire, so you know someone's down there. So we're walking closer and closer. We get to it, and there's no one there, and it's then dead quiet. And all the hairs stood up on the back of my neck, and I couldn't wait to get out of the place. A feeling of dread came over us. Whatever we walked into was like maybe Meep and his family, or something else was out there. But it definitely wasn't any of our little group we used to hang around with. But anyway, that's a story, hey? So if you've got any stories you want to share, let me know. Tell me all about it. Because I'm kind of like empathic, very empathic, actually. Should we go up this way, boys? It's just all grass, look. You'll be fine. So yeah, I'm quite empathic, and I will talk about that another time. But my abilities at the moment, I mean, I don't know how deeply empathic you are, but as I've grown up, I feel like I've taken on the world. I'm so overwhelmed sometimes. I just hate being outside, mixing with people. I mean, I know how to protect myself, and I have started another channel about being an empath, because I believe that, you know, we all have that ability. You find it more in caring people like doctors, nurses and carers, you have to you have to have empathy. But I also believe that there are people that are super empathic, in the way that you can walk into a room and pick up everything that's going on in that room within a few seconds through energy, body language. And sometimes you can actually hear people talking that are not actually talking, you know, and you're like, what did you say? And they're like, I didn't say anything. Oh, look, mushrooms. But yeah, so that's another talk for another time, or I might put it on my other channel, or I might keep it on this one. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, so I hope you like my stories. Oh, I just heard something then, like a grunting sound, and it wasn't the dogs. Hoping it was a deer. I know I've got my camera out, but I don't want to see anything today. I've come out here to get away from everything. If I suddenly run into a wild man, I might shit myself. But yeah, so we're going to walk through the forest, through these big ferns, pine ferns, and get to the other side. I'm going to get back to the car, take these home, get them something to eat, and sort out this video and see if you're interested in more stories about where I live and the things that have happened here, the things that I've seen, the things that my friends have seen. I am writing a book at the moment actually about paranormal and paranormal things that have happened in these areas. I mean, East Anglia. There's a lot of things that do happen and have happened. But yeah, so I am going to put my phone away. If anything does happen, I will get it out and take some more video. But enjoy your day, and I will hopefully hear from you soon, or write me a story, a message, anything. Let me know if you're interested, or if this bores you. I really don't mind. But anyway, bye.